Hello and welcome to another session of Office Hours. My name is Adrian. I am the CEO and founder of Groundhogg, and this is our 52nd Office Hours, which means we have been officially doing Office Hours every Tuesday for a whole year, which I think is pretty incredible. We may have missed a day here and there, but it's the 52nd one, so we've done it 52 times, which is a whole year. So pretty exciting. No specific topic today, so we're just going to celebrate and we're going to answer some questions and we're going to help you overcome some obstacles in your business, in your marketing, in your funnels, or whatever it is that you need help with, either in your personal life or in your business. That is what we're here on this call today to do, is to just help you. So this session is being recorded and will be eventually posted to YouTube as well as Groundhogg Academy, and it's going to be permanently accessible here in the Facebook group as well in the video section. So be kind, be courteous, and yeah, if you need to go over this stream at any point in the future, you'll be able to do so, and that recording will be made available to you. If you have questions at any point during the stream, if you see me constantly looking away from the camera, that's because I have two screens. I have my slides, I have the webcam, and then I have the chat, and I'm constantly looking at the chat to make sure that questions are being answered and people are getting the assistance that they need. And that is what the chat's there for. So if you ever have a question, just pop in there, leave your comment, your question, and we will repeat it live here on the call. Jessie's also probably on as well, and we'll be able to get you an answer. So it's officially 1 year of helping you launch your funnel, grow your list, and scale your business. That's pretty exciting for me. When starting Groundhogg, the 5-year plan was basically a guess at best, and you know, the 1 year to 2 year plan was even more kind of wishy-washy. We didn't really know where we were going. In the last 52 weeks, I have learned a tremendous amount of knowledge, information, and strategies and philosophies and belief systems from a variety of different people: Chris Lemma, Chris Badgett, Paul, of course our customers. It's been a consistent learning experience, and then what I try and do is I take those learning experiences and I come here on Office Hours every Tuesday and share those learning experiences with you so you can benefit from them as well. So hopefully today will be another one of those experiences, and the things that I've learned in the last 52 weeks will be able to help you today. And hopefully the things that I learned today will be able to help people next week, and so on and so on. And of course, your knowledge is also transferable as well. It's not just mine. It's all about passing on knowledge to you, and once you have that knowledge, it is your duty and responsibility to share that with other people. So we'll just keep the knowledge cycle churning, and we're going to keep doing Office Hours for another 52 weeks. We did write a blog post that we posted on the groundhogg.io blog a few days ago. It's how to reduce refunds with 5 simple strategies. I think refunds are some pretty low-hanging fruit for most businesses to not only increase revenue, but increase customer satisfaction at the same time. We spent a lot of time on our refund process. We thankfully don't have a lot of refunds to go through, or a lot of refunds to handle, because our support and our products are pretty good. But a lot of businesses, especially if you're doing business to consumer, there's a lot of reasons why people submit a refund request. Not just that your support is bad or your products are bad. Your 24-hour buyer's remorse, the wife said no or the husband said no. It could be that, their credit card bill is up and they don't have the money, or they got fired, or there's like lots of reasons for why people might request a refund. And I outline a lot of the ways that we implemented in order to make the refund process easier and more customer friendly, as well as how to prevent refunds in the first place, and to essentially set a different expectation for how businesses are handling money. So I highly recommend you go check out this article, 5 simple strategies on how to reduce refunds, and I'm posting the link to that just in the chat there. So after the call, go have a look at that. I promise it's well worth the read. So there's no specific topic today. It's just we're gonna have a good time. We're gonna celebrate, and we're gonna get some questions answered. Before we do that, and before I start seeing the questions come in, I would like to show something cool that arrived in the office. So we applied for something called the Stevie Awards. And the Stevie Awards are kind of like a judge panel. A bunch of businesses apply into specific categories. For example, the category we applied in is the Startup of the Year award in the software category, and lots of startups apply, lots of well-established businesses apply, like Amazon and ConvertKit and ActiveCampaign. Those kinds of businesses apply as well, and just well-established businesses all around. And the judges apparently thought that our systems and our platform and the products and the way that we help people is pretty cool. So they sent us a gold trophy, which is kind of fun. It's a little man. It's kind of like a poor man's Oscar, a little bit. But yeah, it says 2020 Gold Stevie Award presented to Groundhogg Inc. for Tech Startup of the Year in the software category. So that's really fun. I had to record like an acceptance speech and everything, and just like a whole online event. So that's pretty cool, and I'm excited about that. So it's nice to have this come in for our 52 week 1 year office hours anniversary. I get to share this little celebration with you, and of course, you know, this would not be possible without all of your help. And I'm sure the 57 5-star reviews about our support and technology on the WordPress.org repository helped with that as well. So I want to thank everybody in advance for that. So questions, let's hear them. Just post your question, type it out in the chat there, or if you just want to say hello and say, hey Adrian, how's it going? That's cool. Louis says congrats. Thank you, Louis. I appreciate that. So questions in the chat there. If not, we'll find something to talk about. Maybe I'll go through the refunds article again. That was actually from an office hours a couple weeks ago. But we can go over it a second time. We can also go over, if you want, and you can let me know if this is interesting to you. Last week, we did customer onboarding. You may have not seen the replay, and since this is a staggered time office hours, meaning this is the late office hours versus the early office hours, you may want me to re-go over that particular office hours live, just because I thought it was a really, really good one. In case you missed last week. So if there are no questions, go ahead into the comments section. Let me know if you want me to go over that previous office hour session. So we have a question from Nora. Nora is asking, can I clone duplicate the WordPress site if I want to copy all the settings, funnels, emails? Absolutely, yeah. So if you just copy the WordPress site using duplicator or WP all-in-one import, then that will also copy and duplicate all of the funnels, all of the emails, and all of the content in Groundhogg. We use the WordPress database table system. We have our own custom database tables, but those will be included in any export or duplications. Nora has a follow-up question. What happens if a contact is already in a funnel, gets added again, moved to the beginning, or doesn't get added? So if a contact, for example, submits a form and then they start the funnel, if they submit that form again, they'll be moved back to the beginning of the funnel. Contact can't be in a funnel in more than one place. So wherever they're on the funnel, they'll be moved back to the beginning and they'll go through that process again. The reason this is because if someone submits a form, they're usually expecting a confirmation email, and in order to continue continuity of the customer experience, it just makes more sense to restart the funnel and have them start from square one than to have them in two different places at once, which can get kind of confusing for the customer. So if they get added to the funnel and they get added again, they'll be moved back to the beginning and they'll start over. Hopefully that answers your question. A contact can't be can't be in the funnel in more than one place, or can't be in the funnel twice at the same time. Speaking of that, we had a couple questions about duplicates, and I'd just like to throw out our policy on duplicate contacts. So duplicates are no bueno in Groundhogg. There are no duplicates. Email addresses are unique in Groundhogg. So if a contact resubmits a form using the same email address, their record will be updated with the most recent information. The same goes for when you're importing using a CSV file. If the email address is already existent in the CRM, it will just be overwritten and updated with the most current information from the CSV that you provided. So no duplicates, just single contacts only. Brian Walters asked, has there been an office hours that I talked about writing your own extension? I've done it, but I can't seem to figure out how to do simple things like add filters. So Brian, this call is not necessarily for that. That's like super techie, and that would probably be lost on most people who are simply users of WordPress and users of Groundhogg and not on the whole like development train. If you're looking for training and specific questions on developing Groundhogg integrations, Groundhogg extensions, and WordPress plugins in general, there are better resources than office hours in order to accomplish that. So number one, and this is our fault for not making it better. There just hasn't been a huge push for Groundhogg development yet, but we do have development docs available as soon as I can find the appropriate URL. So we do have this developer area. We have a lot of REST API information, a lot of class information, a lot of hooks, a lot of filters in order to get you started. And you can also feel free to post some of your more high-tech development questions in the Facebook group as well. If your question isn't like too out there, I'm happy to also take care of it during office hours right now. It just depends on how or what the level of complexity. Like I'm not going to spend office hours and do a whole tutorial on creating a Groundhogg extension because that necessarily wouldn't be relevant. But if it's asking about how to do add filter, well, there's plenty of documentation for that on WordPress.org. So there's lots of function developer documentation in the WordPress or the Make WordPress handbook, which is what you're looking at there. All you need to do is just Google the function. It's usually search result 1, 2, or 3. There's also several courses that you can take. I know when I was first learning WordPress development, the first thing I did is I went to YouTube, and I'm just like, WordPress plugin development. You're all gonna get to see my preferences, my YouTube subscription preferences. This is where I went, Brian, for learning basic kind of WordPress commands. Groundhogg is a very WordPress developer-friendly plugin. So we use a significant amount of WordPress core development practices in order to enable WordPress-savvy developers to easily create integrations and extensions. So knowing WordPress development, WordPress core development inside and out will be a significant benefit if you're looking to build a Groundhogg integration. So I'd go check out YouTube, I'd go check out the Make WordPress handbook, and that's where I'd start. When it comes to Groundhogg specific questions, then that's when you can come to us and you can say, hey, listen, go check out this article on our help site, or open a ticket, or we'll figure out a different kind of way to help you. So hopefully that answers your question for now, Brian. I know that's not necessarily a concrete answer or as good as saying, go take this course on Groundhogg development, which we don't have yet. But hopefully that gives you kind of a starting point. YouTube, learn WordPress inside and out, and then that'll make bringing that'll make starting Groundhogg development significantly easier. Kristen, welcome, Kristen. Long time no see. It's been a while since we've seen you in the tribe. So I'm sending my love, and I'm sending my good vibes. I hope your shop's doing okay. You are interested in the big move from Infusionsoft to Groundhogg, worried about losing information. We've had a lot of people from the Infusionsoft community show up in the last little while. I hope they're doing okay. Infusionsoft, the OG marketing automation platform, is responsible for really kind of developing the space. So, you know, when they do well, everybody does well. So I hope they're doing okay. But you want to switch, that's awesome. Worried about losing information. Well, I guess that depends on which information you're worried about and which information is important to you. So if you're moving from Infusionsoft to Groundhogg, contact information is all good. That's very much bueno. Custom fields, whatever you need, contact information, notes, all that stuff, all of that can be easily imported into Groundhogg with very minimal anxiety or related anxiety. It's just export your CSV, import it into Groundhogg, you're pretty much good to go. The complicated stuff is obviously the automation, the emails, and et cetera, right? That stuff is going to need to be rebuilt. Unfortunately, Infusionsoft and smartly does not provide and export all of your funnels and emails so you can bring it somewhere else. They don't do that, so it's painful to move, and that's by intention. You know, business practice number one is make it painful to move, and people won't, and then they'll stay and they'll continue to pay. So when it comes to funnels and automations and campaigns and emails, you're going to just need to rebuild that mostly from scratch. You can do whatever copy and pasting you want to. You'll likely, I'm familiar with a lot of your systems processes, Kristen, from when you and I used to work together back in the day, back in the agency days, almost like 2.5 years ago now. Wow, so long. If your system is similar to that, I'm confident that you'd be able to replicate significant portion of what you have currently going on in Groundhogg, or rather in Infusionsoft. You'd be able to replicate that into Groundhogg. There's also probably a lot of area in your case for simplification and improvement. I do a lot of these office hours, and I share a lot of kind of like simpler strategies. Most people, when they work with Infusionsoft, they're like, well, I'm going to make this campaign like as difficult and complicated as possible because that's what we're supposed to do, and really, you know, it's not really helping you or anybody else. I share a lot of these strategies, and I just talked about one about reducing refunds with 5 simple strategies, and doing simple stuff like that to start off with can seriously improve business, improve customer success, improve a lot of things, improving customer onboarding. And there's a lot of strategies that you can implement really, really quickly with Groundhogg that will have a massive positive effect on your business. So if you're worried about losing information, contact's not an issue. Marketing, automation, campaigns, funnels, emails, and wrap-up is just going to need to be manually redone, which is over a course of however many weeks or days that it takes to do that. We do have Groundhogg Certified Partners. Kristen, Paul is one of them. We have many others that you can choose from if you want to work with someone in Canada. There's actually probably a few of them that you know as well, since a few of them are part of the tribe already. So if you need help with that, or you're working to work with someone, then I can help set you up with somebody if you're interested in that. Let me know. William Bean, I love that name. William Bean asks, I checked with Optin Monster today about integrating with Groundhogg, and they aren't familiar with your service. Is the documentation online sufficient for them to create an integration, or would they need to work with your dev team? I think the online documentation is pretty sufficient, and Optin Monster is pretty freaking smart. There wouldn't necessarily need to be I guess it would depend on what kind of integration you're looking for, what kind of stats you want to share. I mean, yeah, I guess it would really depend. They could open up the core plugin, obviously, and just have a peek inside and find whatever it is that they need. I am familiar with, I use Optin Monster. I use Monster Insights. That's different. I don't use Optin Monster. Although for Optin Monster, they do have a webhook option, if I'm not mistaken. And they also have the kind of like the autoresponder form code option. I know it's a little bit more manual setup than just selecting Groundhogg from an integrations list. But maybe that's something you want to look into as well. Using our webhook listener and using their outbound webhook tool instead of a direct integration. I'd love to know if you want to CC us on whatever ticket you have with Optin Monster, and say, hey, this is Adrian. He's from Groundhogg, and he can help you out and make an integration happen. Then you are more than welcome to do that, and I'd be happy to talk to their team on your behalf. Nora asks, can follow-up admin reminders be sent after the initial notification, or can it be integrated with a task management software? I know it's not really built for this, but it would be really nice. I'm going to need a little bit more clarification, Nora, on what you mean by initial notification. Are you talking about the initial email, the admin notification? You can send multiple admin notifications in a row. That's totally doable. I'm just gonna, if you can clarify a little bit for me, Nora, that'd be excellent. William Bean says this is a nice offer. I'll do that. Yeah. So, William, if you just want to CC me or CC our help desk rather. So help@groundhogg.io is the best email to do that. We'll be happy to get in touch and see if there's any flexibility on there and to create an integration. Pretty straightforward. Beaver Builder has it. We actually have the code pretty much ready to go, and we can ship it to them if they want. So yeah, certainly not out of the question. Okay, so Nora says the admin notification. So you can send additional follow-up reminders after an admin notification. It would just, you have multiple steps. You'd just be, oh, I see. Okay, so you want to stop something once the link is clicked. I see. So I think you might be able to do that using, let's see. I mean, so the easiest way that I see that happening, Nora, is the following. Because the link click benchmark doesn't work in admin notifications. It'll only work in the emails sent to the customer. So let's see how we can do that. Okay, so Nora, if you have an admin notification, there's a setting at the bottom that says hide admin links. You want to make sure that's not checked. So you're going to want to leave that blank. And when that's blank, in the bottom of the admin notification, you are going to see 2 links, one to the contact record and one to something else that I don't actually remember. But one of those links will be to the contact record, and you can, if you click the contact record link, it'll bring you directly to the contact record. Hopefully your admin is logged in, and from there you'll be able to add any tags that you want, or stop sequences. I know it's a little bit more manual process, and it's not like a one click and it's just done, but that's really the only way to go about it at this time. Is if you open up the contact record, the link would be in the admin notification, so you don't actually have to go and search for it. So the link in the admin notification, take it to the contact record, apply or remove a tag, and then use the apply tag, remove tag benchmark in the funnel to stop the admin reminders. That is how I would go about it. So you could do something like this, tag removed. Let's say I get a tag that says reminders, and then if the reminders tag is removed at some point, then I'm going to be pulled to the end of the funnel. I won't receive the admin notifications or any additional admin notifications. I can get to the contact record by clicking the link in the admin notification directly to the contact record. And to do that, make sure that this is unchecked so that the admin links will be visible to the admin so that they can go ahead and they can click that link. Hopefully that makes sense, Nora. Kristen says, notes don't seem to copy into CSV files. Is that from the Infusionsoft side? Unfortunately, if it's the Infusionsoft side, I've been out of that ecosystem for a long time. And there's not much I can do to help on that front. There should be a way to export notes though. I would recommend following up with ISF on that front. You can export notes in Groundhogg though. Groundhogg notes are exportable, so that's exciting. And importable. Okay, let's get some questions in here. We are on our 1-year anniversary of office hours, our 52nd office hours, which means we're doing office hours once every week on Tuesday for 52 weeks, which is pretty incredible. I am open to taking questions at this time. That's what the chat there is for. If you're just hanging on the chat, you haven't been participating yet, now is a great time. There's no silly questions. I am here, and everybody else is on this call, really, to just support each other and to share knowledge and to help people get answers to their questions and make sure that they can move forward in their business. That's why we're here. So we're currently open for questions. Ask them. If not, no questions come in because either it's just a slow day and there's just not a whole lot going on. I am happy to head on over to last week's presentation and go through the customer onboarding experience that I would recommend. Kristen says, congrats. Thank you. Yeah, if you're coming in late, we won a cool gold award. It's like a little mini Oscar. So that's exciting for best tech startup of the year in the software category. So thank you, Kristen. I appreciate it. Jessie Brown asks, when a client on a subsite creates an export of context, where is that file stored in the app directory? Okay, so if you're on like a multi-site or a WaaS setup, there is a folder in the WP uploads area called Groundhogg, and there will be subfolders created for the various different sites so that CSV files are not mixed up in between the subsites. So there'll be a subfolder for each subsite, and then you will be able to find the relevant export and import files in those subfolders for those specific subsites. They are not mixed together. I think that's actually a security issue, GDPR issue. So they are in separate subdirectories so that they don't mix together, but they are all in the Groundhogg uploads folder, which is in /uploads/Groundhogg. And that question was directed to Jessie. So Jessie, hopefully that answers that question. Nora asks, do you guys do an onboarding call or help with setup? We do, but only if you have the agency license. And that doesn't include, it doesn't actually include implementation, Nora. So if you're looking for implementation help, I am going to direct you to a certified partner. We have certified partners who have been trained by yours truly, have gone through a rigorous training process, and they attend mastermind calls where we discuss strategies and the best ways that they can help their clients. If you're interested in working with a certified partner, we have a certified partner directory that I can direct you to, and you can search for a partner on your own. Or we actually developed this new form. Let me pull it out here. Forms. Yeah. So let me just link this form here for you, Nora. So Nora, I just sent you a link. What you can do is you can submit what we're calling a certified partner RFP, request for a proposal. We'll be happy to take the information and put out your information to our certified partner network. We will get a few responses back, and then we'll put you in direct contact with a certified partner that we believe would qualify in order to meet your needs. You can just fill out all of this information, and that will help us find the best partner for you, and we can put you in touch. So I just replied with that link to your comment, Nora. So hopefully that finds you well. Andrew Zimble asks, in the email builder, is there something I need to turn on to get my media files? I don't believe so. I'm going to need a little bit more context on that, Andrew, and it actually sounds like you might just have a technical issue. And if you're having a technical issue, support ticket is the best way to get a resolution on that. Technical issues don't generally end well on office hours, so we're gonna take that as a support ticket if it's a technical issue. Nora's asking, what does it cost to go through the certified partner training? So the certified partner program is more than just training. It's a all-intensive, all-encompassing program. So let's pull that up quickly. So If you are an agency, you are someone who helps other people implement marketing automation and WordPress websites and those kinds of strategies, then the Groundhogg Certified Partner Program is for you. If you are intent on being able to help other businesses achieve greatness and scalability through marketing automation, then I believe this will be able to help. The Certified Partner Program consists of a few things. So it has training. You go through a training, which I recorded. I share an immense amount of knowledge, not only on Groundhogg, but on how to run a successful agency as well. I spent many years in the agency life with my family running a digital marketing agency here in Toronto. We learned a few things. We learned what to do and most importantly, what not to do. And I share a lot of that information in this training. So really helping agencies develop better pricing, more effective system processes, helping set customer expectations, and just a lot of the stuff that people don't realize they're getting into when they start an agency in the first place. So in addition to the course, which I've actually outlined on this page, there is we do a bi-weekly Certified Partner Mastermind. We get all of the partners on a call and we discuss, this week in agency. People ask questions. I chime in, other agencies chime in, other partners chime in, and we attempt to deconstruct problems and offer effective solutions. And then we reconvene 2 weeks later and kind of just go through that iterative process. The Certified Partner Program does have a tuition fee and a renewal fee. It is not a free program because it is an extremely massive amount of value. It is $1,000 for the first year and $500 renewal fee every year. We do have COVID relief pricing going on at the moment, I believe, though, and which is a 50% reduction on the initial fee and a 40% reduction on the renewals. So it'll be $500 for the first year and then a $300 renewal fee for partners going through the Certified Partner Program during COVID. I do not know how long that offer will stay intact, but it is currently in place at the moment. And if you're interested in becoming a certified partner with that offer, then you are more than welcome to reach out to us, either via our contact page or live chat or any other method. Alrighty, so Q&A is currently on. If you have questions, now's the time. There's no silly questions. I am open to answering topics or providing my insight on topics, on a variety of topics. Just go ahead and post those in the chat. There are no silly questions. Everything's fair game. Okay, so I'm not seeing any new questions come in. I know it takes a little bit of time. There's actually a fair delay, about 20-30 seconds from when words leave my mouth to when they reach you on your computer. So I'll give it a little bit longer. If there's no further questions, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to just start at the wrap-up process. 35 minutes is a good time for an office hours. And to let everybody get on with their Tuesday. Kristen has a question. That question is, what plugins should I start with? Well, that's a broad question. I I guess it depends. So if you're starting let's say you're starting a new website, you're just starting from scratch, and you're wondering what plugins you should use, I have a few recommendations based on the tech stack that I'm currently familiar with. So let's say you're starting from scratch, new website, complete teardown, and you're ready to just give her. Then obviously you're going to want to start with Groundhogg. Groundhogg is what you're going to be using for your list, for your emails, for your CRM, all of that good stuff. You can start off either with a free core or with one of our premium plans. So you're going to want to absolutely start off with Groundhogg. Next, you're going to need to choose and decide on a theme. Back in the day, we used to recommend Aveda a lot, simply because it was kind of just like all-inclusive, and it had the builder before front-end live page builders existed. These days is extremely bloated and no longer relevant, in my opinion. And I really think you should go for something super light. WP Astra fits the bill on that front. They have a pro version, which I think you should just simply invest in, and it's going to save you a lot of time and a lot of money. So go ahead and pick up WP Astra for your theme. You're going to need a page builder. There's lots to choose from, but save yourself some money, save yourself some time. Just go get Elementor. It's the one that I use personally. I know people have their fan favorites. My fan favorite is Elementor. It's easy, it has lots of templates, and it's very pretty, and it works pretty well most of the time. So I would then go ahead and get Elementor for your page builder. And that's really what you need to start with. Over time, you will continue to develop needs for different kinds of functionalities, like opt-in forms, insights, and lots of other stuff, but that stuff's not necessarily needed at the get-go. All you need to get started is a page builder, a theme, and Groundhogg, and you're pretty much off to the races on a brand new installation. Kristen says, I have my website, but what do I need to make the switch from Infusionsoft? Well, the only thing you need to switch from Infusionsoft is Groundhogg, and to just move over from Infusionsoft to Groundhogg, export your list, import it, and then go through the manual build process, unless you want to have a certified partner do that for you. You're not going to need anything else other than Groundhogg. We have an all-inclusive platform for email, SMS, and all of the other stuff. You're not going to need anything else except for maybe like an email sender like Mailhawk or AWS or SendGrid or something like that. But those aren't necessarily plugins. We actually provide those for you. Nora asks, if I want to add people's websites that aren't on multi-site, then I assume I need agency and not WaaS, which is what I signed up for. So if you're an agency and you're building single sites on a per contract basis and you're sending out quotes, then you're not a WaaS. You're an agency. And for that, you would need the agency license because it's a different site. That's not on the same WordPress installation. It's a different URL. So you're going to need to go get the agency license if that is your intention. If you're doing both, then you need both. You'll need the WaaS and the agency in order to accommodate both having a multi-site as well as doing single-site installations. It's up to you how you want to accommodate that and how you want to structure your business in order to accommodate that. But in the event that you're doing single sites, in addition to multi-site, you're going to need both, the agency and the WaaS. Hopefully that answers your question, Nora. Where am I? There I am. Okay, so we're at pretty much quarter to 4. So we're going to start wrapping it up. I had a great time today. I hope you did too. I hope you learned something. It was a really wonderful way to celebrate 52 weeks, 1 year of office hours. If you need additional help beyond the scope of this call, we have lots of places you can go. You can go to our academy.groundhogg.io website where we have a few courses for you to take. excellent information as well as recordings of previous office hours. You can go to our certified partner directory where we have over 30 certified partners willing and able to help you implement Groundhogg and grow and scale your business. If you know someone who you think would benefit from Groundhogg, then you can sign up for an affiliate account and earn recurring commissions based on anything that they buy. To go get that, go to affiliate area/registration. If you're not following us on all our social channels, you should take a few minutes after the end of this call and go to all of our social accounts and click follow or like or whatever it is that you need to do. We are on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and Instagram, all at Groundhogg WP. If you have yet to leave a review, a 5-star review, they do help, and they helped us get this. So it's awesome when we get a 5-star review. It makes me feel really good inside, and it helps us get more customers, which means more developers, which means more products that you want to love faster. You can do that at wordpress.org/plugins/groundhogg. If you have more questions, feel free to continue to post on the thread. You can also continue to post in the Facebook group. That's what it's there for. You can message us on live chat. You can reach out to us on Twitter, or you can email us info@groundhogg.io. I hope everybody learned something. I hope everybody had a wonderful time. We'll see everybody next week for an early office hours, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, Tuesday next week. Thank you. I hope everybody has a wonderful day.